Hi, we're Rona and Craig, and we've just spent 4 incredible days in the floating city of Venice, exploring the culture and sights of this wonderful city.
So video is a new thing for us, but we're really excited to take you on this journey, show you our adventure, and we really hope that you enjoy it as much as we did filming and being there. It's so nice to be back in an airport. 4 AM pint, classic. Airport experience apart from masks, quieter as you can see, otherwise the experience is exactly the same. No queues, no temperature checks, whizzed through it all fantastically, and now we're on our way to Venice.
We're very excited to go to Venice, hoping that no cruise ships equals minimal tourists, less people in St. Mark's Square, less people on gondolas in the canal, and fingers crossed it's gonna look beautiful. Departing from London Stansted, we took a 2-hour Ryanair flight to Venice Marco Polo Airport.
On the landing approach, the pilot announced that we would have stunning morning views over Venice and the lagoon. He wasn't wrong, and we had the perfect seats.
After a smooth arrival, we got the €8 20-minute shuttle bus into the city centre. So one of the reasons that we thought we would do this trip is to see what it's like travelling during COVID, wearing the masks in different places, and just what another country is like during its semi-lockdown period. Italy's quite opened up again now, which is one of the reasons we chose it, but we're really interested to see what it's like here.
And then the other reason to come to Venice in particular is because you think Venice, you think crowds, you think cruise ships, and particularly in August, this place would be absolutely rammed. So what a perfect time to come now, when actually you look around, there's no one really, like the restaurants are semi-empty, the bridges, it's the perfect time to come, and we're going to make the most of it while we can, potentially once in a lifetime opportunity to do so.
So we have learned from the restaurant we were in just now, and also this delightful pub where it is €3 for an Aperol Spritz. Ergo, it would be rude not to order one. They serve their Aperol Spritz with olives. Who knows why, but big fan.
And after our long travel day and exploring the city's streets for a few hours, it was time to settle down to our first Venetian evening of food and wine.
Yes. This area, northwest of Italy, is very important for Grappa.
Excellent.
Here we are at Bassano. You know where is Bassano?
No.
Direction Verona.
Okay.
So I'm about to have my first ever sip of grappa. Just been told that we drink it slowly, it's not a shot, even though it kind of looks like a shot. So here goes. Cheers. Oh, it's interesting.
So, what's the plan for today?
So today we are going to go to the Doge Palace, and then we are going to go to the Museo
Carrère. Which is?
It is a Venetian art museum.
It is.
And then we're going to go to Murano and Burano, which are 2 little islands, part of the archipelago, and we are going to go see some nice coloured houses and see them making some glass, which is what Murano is famous for.
And how are we going to get there? A motherfucking boat.
We're going to go on a boat, a Vaporetto water taxi. It's going to be fun. Cue the classical music.
famous Doge's Palace in Venice. Quick little history lesson. The Doge during the Venetian merchant empire. Venice was one of the centres of commerce in the world in the 14th, 15th, 16th centuries. The Doge, basically the king, head merchant. He owned all of this and built himself a pretty awesome place to live. Let's go check it out. The Doge's Palace was also the centre of the Venetian Republic, one of Europe's most successful civilizations that apparently lasted for around 1,000 years.
The Venetian Gothic architecture was incredible, and it was really interesting to see all the ornate council chambers for the many, many merchant councils of the old Republic of Venice.
Now, Museo Carrera was perhaps less cool than the palace, but still worth the look given it was a free addition. Even though Rona isn't always super fond of me dragging her around these palaces and old sites, we both really enjoyed learning the history, politics and art of this famous city.
Then it was time to catch the Vaporetto across the lagoon to the islands of Burano and Murano. So we're here on Burano, and as you can see, it is incredibly colourful and super pretty. There's all these little side streets. Yeah, just enjoying all the colours. Going for a walk. It's ridiculously hot right now, but we're loving it.
Burano, different to Burano, less colourful houses, another nice little island away from the Venice Main. It's now getting towards evening time, so we're here for some drinks, some more Aperol, a bit of food, and some nice canal views away from crowds again.
So we may have done a slight travel fail. Today is actually a public holiday in Venice. It's the Ascension of Mary Day, so Mary went to heaven. Everyone gets a public holiday. However, Murano, somewhat closed. This is the only restaurant on this section of the canal that's open. We're gonna go check out the other ones because that one has a very limited menu. It's not too bad price-wise, but we just fancy a bit more choice. So we've slightly rectified our travel fail because we found actually quite a nice little restaurant here in Burano that was pretty cheap. Tasty wine, again 12 euros for a bottle of wine, bargain.
The next day we headed over to Venice Lido to hit at the beach on the Adriatic Sea. Swim time in Venice Beach. Let's go! Woo!
Basilica, which is just over there. However, it's actually closed for sort of restoration and maintenance at the moment, and only the museum is open. So we thought we would skip that, and instead we're gonna try and go up this giant tower.
The views from the top of St Mark's Campanile across Venice and the lagoon were second to none, but we saved the best and arguably most cliché until last.
of Venice, which was ridiculously picturesque, under the Bridge of Sighs and all around the little rustic canal side buildings.
Yeah, it's generally amazing. Saved it till towards the end, so I end on a high. Of course we paid quite a bit for it, but it's absolutely worth it. Looking back over the days we've had here, this is probably the highlight for both of us. So worth every single penny, and it's the most serene, tranquil way to spend your last few hours in this amazing city. Our last night's night in Venice. Gone for a lovely evening in one of the many piazzas. Been drinking local Venetian wine throughout all this trip. Incredibly nice. Just to bust a myth for everybody, the prices here are actually quite reasonable. We've been eating out constantly, we've been a bit frivolous in having a few aperols and beers around, and we've stuck to a pretty good budget throughout, no big surprises.
And for those wondering, we stayed in the Hotel di Dragamani, right in the centre of Venice, just off of the Grand Canal. Venice is somewhere that I've always wanted to go, but was never really sure when I would get round to going or whether it would actually live up to the hype that people build it up to. But I have to say I was really quite stunned how beautiful it was. It genuinely feels like you're walking around a movie set and that it shouldn't actually be a real place, but it is, and it's incredible.
Yeah, likewise. Venice for me is a place I've wanted to go for so many years, and it was exactly what I wanted it to be and more. But also, it was just really nice to see Venice as a place that suffered from over-tourism for many, many years as well. We got that genuine sense that the city was sort of having an opportunity to breathe again, and hopefully its future is actually going to be with a more sustainable version of tourism. So, would we go back?
I think we would. I mean, we've got loads of other places we'd like to go, but...
Yeah, for me there's loads of areas in that part of Italy as well. Verona, Bologna is all around there as well. Certainly go back to Venice to visit for another night or two before exploring a little bit further around that part of the country as well.
Yeah, it would be really great definitely to go back when things are a bit more open, because half of the restaurants were closed, there wasn't really any nightlife. I know it's not a big nightlife place, but the one club / bar was closed.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to go see it again when it's a bit more lively perhaps.
We really appreciate you taking the time to watch this, our very first video. We really hope you enjoyed it, but please do click the subscribe button, and I can promise you our camera work will get better.
So we have just been to Turkey and we are going to make an awesome new series all about our travels there. We spent 2.5 weeks traveling around from Istanbul, we did Pamukkale, Ephesus, Cappadocia, so really excited to get that put together and send your way soon.